Good day. Here are the stories for the Manila Times for Thursday, December 10, 2020.
Doses of the coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19 vaccine that the Philippines will purchase from Pfizer might arrive between the second and third quarter of 2021, vaccine czar Carlito Galvez Jr. said on Wednesday. Galvez, also the country's chief implementer of the government's pandemic response, said the country might also be able to procure Chinese vaccines by March 2021 if a contract would be signed this month. He said the shipment of COVID-19 vaccines developed by Pfizer and other Western pharmaceutical firms might be delayed because their countries of origin would be prioritized, and more than 80% of vaccine manufacturing capacity has been procured by first world countries. The Department of Health is bracing for a possible spike in the number of COVID-19 cases as a private group warned that the reproduction rate in the National Capital Region, or the NCR, went up again. Octo Research Group, which is composed of academics from the University of the Philippines, the University of Santo Tomas, and other colleges and universities in the Philippines and the United States, said the reproduction number of R0 in the NCR decreased slightly to 0.92 from 0.94, but this was the highest in 2 months. The group attributed this to the increase in mobility in Metro Manila. The Senate on Wednesday ratified the reconciled and final version of the 2021 General Appropriations Bill, or the GAB, hours after the Bicameral Conference Committee approved the panel report on the proposed 4.5 trillion peso budget for 2021. The harmonized spending measure includes an allocation of 72.5 billion pesos for COVID-19 vaccines, much higher than the 2.5 billion pesos originally proposed by the Department of Budget and Management. China and Nepal jointly announced a new official height for Mount Everest on Tuesday or Wednesday in Manila, ending a discrepancy between the two nations. The new height of the world's highest peak is 8,848.86 meters or 29,031.7 feet, which is slightly more than Nepal's previous measurement and about 4 meters or 13 feet higher than China's. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi and his Nepalese counterpart Pradeep Gyawali simultaneously pressed buttons during a virtual conference, and the new height flashed on the screen. In other news, the Philippines ranked last among 58 participating countries in the International Assessment for Mathematics and Science for Grade 4 students, according to the Trends in International Mathematics and Science Study 2019 or TIMSS by the International Association for Evaluation of Educational Achievement. TIMSS assesses the knowledge in mathematics and science of grade 4 and grade 8 students around the world every 4 years. The Philippines only took part in the grade 4 assessment. In contrast, Singaporean grade 4 students scored 625 in mathematics and 595 in science, leading all participating countries. Topping business, Japanese investment bank Nomura expects the Philippines to have a slower economic recovery next year as it remains concerned over the still growing number of COVID-19 cases in the country. In a report on Wednesday, Nomura said it further cut its 2021 gross domestic product growth estimate for the country to 6.8% from 7.1%. The latest figure is still an improvement from its 2020 forecast of negative 9.8%, largely because of base effects. It falls within the government's official forecast range of 6.5 to 7.5%, but falls below the consensus projection of 7.8%. In sports news, 3-time reigning NBA scoring champion James Harden reported to the Houston Rockets training camp on Tuesday or Wednesday in Manila, with coach Stephen Silas confident he can build a successful relationship with the superstar guard. Harden, the 2018 NBA Most Valuable Player, has been unhappy at being the centerpiece in the Rockets' rebuild and is faced with a new coach, general manager, and 9 recent arrivals, including John Wall arriving from Washington in a deal for 2017 NBA MVP Russell Westbrook. Harden had reportedly been linked to wanting a deal with the Brooklyn Nets to join Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but the Rockets wanted so much in return for the NBA's top scorer that no club was likely to make such an offer. Yen Macabenta, Ramon Tulfo, and architect Felino Palafox Jr. are the Times featured columnists on the front page. Macabenta writes about the ongoing drama in the just concluded US elections. Tulfo talks about another feather in his cap in his storied career as a journalist, and architect Palafox concludes a three-part series on the postcards for the future with regards to architecture and urban design. In its editorial, the Times says President Rodrigo Duterte's plan to ban fireworks is an idea whose time has come. Read the full version on the paper's opinion section or listen to the voice of the Times. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and keep up with the Times. With the Fort Villaseran, this is Eric John Sikua reporting. Have a good day ahead of you and stay safe.